So I'm going to show you how to make a foldable, kind of like this example here, quite easily. And you don't necessarily have to measure it, but you could use a ruler. So this has the two edges folded into the center. You can easily just sort of line these up and sort of eyeball it. But if you're desperate to make it perfect, this page is 9 inches wide, or it should be. And so therefore you would like to have the center be 4.5 inches wide, and then 4.5 inches is divided along the outside flaps. So that would mean that at 2.25, you would go ahead and fold, and then also another 2.25 inches away from this side. And if that's where you put your creases, it should be exactly perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Then we need 7 sections on this foldable. If we're going to be talking about an element or a principle, there's 7 of them. So you can eyeball this, or you can measure. Now, one thing I find easier about measuring this is that this paper is approximately 30 centimeters. 12 inches does not easily divide into 7 sections. But 30 centimeters is pretty close because 7 times 4 is 28. So that's really, really close to what I need. So if you want to be perfect in measure, what I have done was using my centimeter side of the ruler. I made my top one 5, and then I added 4 would be 9, and add 4 would be 13, and add 4 would be 17, and add 4 would be 21, and then add 4 would be 25, and then we're going to leave the last one a little bit bigger. It's almost exactly the same. Or you can sort of guess. So using your pencil, which I have right here, sort of eyeball a little bit above halfway, and then divide the top into about 3 sections and the bottom into about 4. And whether I measured or not, I'm going to come up with roughly the same thing. Then I need these cut in from the center, but only to the fold. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. In from the center and only to the fold on both sides of the flap, so that when I start writing about my element or my principle in this foldable, my element or principle's name is going to be on the outside of these flaps. The definition or the writing is going to be on the large contiguous flat space revealed by the flaps. And then my examples will be on the undersides of each flap. So I would write my element or principle here. I would write my definition here. And this would be example 1 or 2 if you're reading from left to right. And that's how I would complete my foldable for my element or my principle.